Instead of playing Expedition 33, I decided to watch a Let's Play. And what am I greeted with? A poor.
Oh, no way he started out saying this. No way, because I have been reacting to his videos. The last video I reacted to, he started out saying that PC Master Race was cucks because all they do is just watch other people game, which I thought was just ridiculous because I was like, so if you watch somebody play a game, if you watch somebody stream a game, then you're a cuck? That's odd because he streams games to his audience. Now look at him. Now he's playing, now he watched a Let's Play of Expedition 33, right? Because I guess he can't play it on Nintendo, right? Poor guy. And you know, he's just a little glazer of Nintendo. If he can't play it on that weak-ass hardware, he's not going to play it at all.
Poorly written, poorly animated mess that is just mogged by far superior JRPGs like Ys 10 and Dragon Quest 3. This game is a complete joke, and it really should be treated like a joke, especially
I mean, it didn't seem like it got treated like a joke.
after the Game Awards went to such lengths to try and pretend that this game was somehow
Yeah, he can't play. It's not on Switch. That's what that's why it looks like he's so upset.
this huge monumental achievement in video games when in
I mean, if you give a fuck about all that shit, not saying it seems like he's not the type of person who does, right? But he sure is coping about it, right? It's odd. But didn't it beat the record for like the most awards won and everything? Like, I mean, it did a good job.
actuality, it's not relevant. It never will be relevant. Nobody cares about it. And honestly, it's already been forgotten about. You know, just like Astrobot before it, this game.
I mean, base, yeah. Astrobot was definitely an L, but it's so forgotten that you're making another video about it. I mean, seems like cope to me.
Is just gonna get mogged by the far superior Nintendo games. Like,
Oh,
it's happened before.
okay, so that's what all this was about, right? It's gonna get mogged by the far superior Nintendo games. And what games were those, right? Wasn't there a Nintendo game that was nominated for Game of the Year?
It'll happen again, and this is just the the newest iteration of it, the newest update, the newest patch to try and keep the narrative spinning. And
It's Elden Ring all over for Big Harmy. Yeah, that's what it's looking like.
is remarkable, watching this show and like seeing people seethe about Nintendo, seeing people like Jeff Keighley do everything he possibly can not to mention Nintendo or the Switch.
I mean, there was nothing to mention. There was nothing to talk about, right? I mean, let's just be honest, right? The games were lackluster, right? There just wasn't a lot of games to talk about.
At this event,
Nothing to write home about.
Like the highlight of the Game Awards was Metroid Prime 4's commercial. That game looked.
They showed a Metro Prime commercial. I didn't even notice it, right? The highlight, that was the highlight. I don't know. I'd give it to Larian, right? But he probably cope about that shit. He doesn't like Baldur's Gate 3.
Looks and plays better than anything they showed off tonight. And I kind of...
Negative. That game looks like shit, right? We've seen the footage of them riding out in the open desert. Game looks like shit.
I realized, watching this this Let's Play of Expedition 33, like, it doesn't look as good as Prime 4. Like, Prime 4 is stunning with its art direction, with its...
This is what he's talking about. I'm going to keep on using this goddamn tweet, right? Look at this shit. This is what he's talking about. The art direction, by the way, right? And this is what's so sad about these fanboys. They'll just glaze anything, right? If you like the game, you like the game, but don't sit here and try to sell it like it's doing something so amazing. In my opinion, it looks lackluster, right? Let's just call it for what it is. And I don't want to hear him because he was trying to cope about PC Master Race and say, oh, they're just a bunch of cucks. They sit around watching gameplay. Now he sat around and he watched gameplay. The funny thing is, if a PC guy wanted to, right, we could emulate that bullshit. Right? But from what I've heard, it's just not worth it. Right? Not even worth a pirate.
Stage design with its modeling, like character designs. Like
fake SIGs. That needs to be drilled into everyone's mind, of course.
It's phenomenal. And meanwhile, Expedition 33 looks like one of those cheap budget indie just...
Now, mind you, what I just showed you, right? This is how you know he's coping.
Like
Expedition 33 blows that shit out the water, right? I mean, out of all the games, I really can't say all the games, right? That's the best game you can do, right? I guess it's just recency bias, I think they call it.
bullshit video games. It is remarkable at just how badly something like Metroid Prime 4 can stop Expedition 33 in every single way, shape, and form and not even get nominated, not
Yep.
even get acknowledged. That is
Yeah, there's nothing to acknowledge, right? I mean, they'll acknowledge the bullshit paywalling, right? They'll acknowledge that. They'll acknowledge how long was it? How long did they wait? Was it like 18 years or whatever? They'll acknowledge how it was a letdown. They'll acknowledge how they paywalled music, right? To listen to music in the desert on the bike or whatever the fuck. They'll acknowledge that, but everything else, it's not worth talking about, apparently.
that is unbelievably cringe. And I do think that is the big major takeaway from this Game Awards show is that they went full stop in trying to downplay Nintendo's amazing year. They never talked about Donkey Kong Bonanza. They never talked about, Kirby Air Riders or Mario Kart World or like Metroid Prime 4 or like any one of the
Oh, but you don't care about the Game Awards, right? So why would you care, right? If the games are so great, they're great. Why do you care about this Game Awards, right? And this is what I mean. You want to talk about people being upset, but it seems like you're the one seething. I'll say it again, man. I mean, from what I heard, the games just weren't nothing to write home about. I thought that Donkey Kong won something, though, didn't it? Didn't Donkey Kong win something? And didn't Mario Kart World, right? I mean, you got two, right? I think that's more than enough.
amazing Nintendo games. Like they instead decided to turn it into the Expedition 33 show.
Damn, Old Dad Gamer says Bonanza got repetitive fast. Holy. Metro Prime 2 was cool as fuck with the multiplayer. Damn.
And they absolutely have to do this because this is what people don't understand is that Expedition 33 did not sweep this year. Absolutely not.
It didn't sweep it. What?
People don't understand is that Expedition 33 did not sweep this year.
Okay, yeah, so he's just living in a whole nother reality.
Absolutely not, because this is something that could not possibly compete when it came to like best narrative. It's not something that could compete with best strategy game. It's not something that could compete in like, every other genre, like
holy goalpost move. Yeah, just delusion, right? We can't even, this guy's just saying nonsense.
The issue with this is that Expedition 33 had to win
Yeah, he's on shrooms. Yeah, like this opinion isn't rooted in anything. It's just floating bullshit.
every single award it was nominated for to create the illusion that this was the best game that came out this year by far.
It was.
And it simply is not true, never will be true, and is just a gaslighting campaign, like a symptom of being an industry plant. There's a reason nobody really
Okay, so we're back on the industry plant, Cope.
talks about this game outside of this this Twitter
Negative. You've been talking about this game ever since it's been nominated. You've been coping and you've been seething about it.
online conspiracy that like it's the game of the year. That they've been saying that since it came out. Okay. That's been part of the grift. It's always been part of the grift. It's always been the narrative. You can find like YouTube videos from like the Let's Play I watched declared this like to be.
So now magically he watches Let's Plays after he had like a whole rant calling PC players cucks because they watch people play stuff. Absolutely playing a character. Yeah, well, the character's ass. He needs to go back to the drawing board, right? He might need to do a rebrand.
The game of the year like 7 months ago. Like it's like it's ridiculous. Like I was playing games up until the end of the year, long after the Game Awards closed their submissions. People are telling me that like, well, Kirby Air Riders and Metroid Prime 4 couldn't be nominated because they can't.
Now, ironically, I have heard that Kirby Air Riders is good, but I mean, I really haven't heard that much about it though.
Not too late, and I'm just like, but they're way better than everything else that was nominated. Like that's just the reality of what we're seeing now is that we're straight up seeing the best Nintendo games get downplayed and ignored, and they'll do any like.
But I thought that, like I said, I thought that Donkey Kong Bonanza or whatever the fuck, I thought that shit won, and I thought that the Mario Kart World won, even though that shit got booed, right? Why can't he just be happy, right? And again, I thought he said he didn't care about this shit.
Crazy coping and seething to try and avoid talking about them. And like
They have Mellow Rebel saying you won't. Kirby Air Riders is a niche. Yeah, that could just be it.
you have something like Mario Kart World,
It's Smash adjacent. Okay, that could be it.
which was a huge success, like it straight up got booed at the show. They straight up
Yes.
said that, like, you know what, we're gonna rally behind Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. We're gonna cheer for it. We're gonna try and push this.
Yeah, it's fuck Nintendo. They be doing scummy bullshit, and a lot of people have been saying that their games are just lackluster, right? So the game got booed, right? And you're seething about it. But like I said, you're the main person who talks about how you don't care about the game awards. So why are you seething about it?
Narrative and like, of course, like Mario Kart World won the award, okay, because it's the better game. Like, nobody cares about Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, but
Oh, no. Let's go with your logic. No, because it's paid and it's rigged. That's why, right? So they knew they had to glaze Nintendo. That's why they gave it to it, right? Because Nintendo paid for it. Let's go with your narrative, right? Don't throw that out the window now.
what I found interesting was like looking at the crowd and like clearly seeing, because of the lighting, that there is no actual cheering or booing. It's entirely just like the stage thing. So Jeff.
Oh, so now he's creating his own conspiracy theories. He was saying that people on Twitter who critique Nintendo games are conspiracy theorists, but now he's running with a conspiracy theorist about a theory about the Game Awards.
Jeff is legit using a soundboard to create the illusion that people are cheering or booing at certain things. And like, he made the conscious decision to have people boo Mario Kart World and cheer for Sonic Racing Cross Worlds to try and create.
Dude is a consumer. He pays extra for music in the desert. Yeah, he definitely does give me vibes like he would pay for that shit.
This narrative that
Yeah, exactly. You don't even know the bullshit that you're saying anymore. You're just on the fritz.
that Sonic Racing Cross Worlds was more popular. And that's obviously not true. Like, nobody
Hey, Sonic Racing Crossworlds, that shit was gas.
thinks that. I have seen nobody but the most hardcore of Sonic fanboys on Twitter, like, even like know that Sonic Racing Cross Worlds exists. Okay, it is remarkable
That shit is busted.
how like Jeff Keighley is doing everything he possibly can to undermine Nintendo this year. And
Yeah, the drift system is extremely fun, right? I got the little gear that lets you spin, and I be using the hoverboard. Like, that shit is fun. Yeah, he's fucking hurt. Pour your heart out. Yeah, he's wearing his heart on his sleeve right now. He's letting it all out. He's showing how much he cares about the Game Awards. Which is so funny because this one time he's been like downplaying this shit, but you can see just how much he's hurt that Nintendo wasn't really winning Nathan.
It really does.
I think he's just upset that Expedition 33, the industry's plan, swept the Game Awards.
To get called out and addressed. And I can't repeat this enough, but the Game Awards has no credibility. Okay, like, I don't care if
So then why are you seething about it?
Donkey Kong Bonanza and Mario Kart World won awards. Like, that wasn't enough. Okay, they need to be acknowledging Nintendo as the best in the industry every year, and they just don't. Like,
because it's not,
and they really need to be.
Because it's not, right? You should be happy that they got the awards that they got. To be honest with you, yeah, continue to see
Called out for this, and they keep propping up all these industry plants that nobody cares about. I don't want to hear about that. Like, I don't want to hear about that voice actress ever again. I don't want to hear about Expedition 33 ever again.
Oh, wow.
I don't want to hear about like any of this slop ever again. It's just,
Aww.
It is just a complete nightmare to see, like,
if you don't want to hear about it, then go touch grass, right? Get off the internet.
All these obviously fake, like, performative, just kind of like nonsense to try and gaslight people into thinking that like non-Nintendo gaming is in a better place than ever. It's not. Like,
I mean, you're the one trying to gaslight people into thinking that Nintendo is just dominating the industry when it's just not, right? This has been a lackluster year for Nintendo, right? Everybody's been shitting on Nintendo. Don't even get me started on the hardware and how they can brick that shit at any second. I mean, there's nothing to celebrate, right? And only you fanboys are butthurt that Expedition 33 swept the Game Awards. Most people don't give a fuck about the Game Awards, right? But it's funny how you want to take that angle. You want to pretend like you don't care, but all that you're showing is just how much you're hurt that Expedition 33 was out here sweeping.
The simple fact of the matter is, the real reason why so many indie games...
We went from a giraffe neck to no neck. Yeah, this no neck having ass nigga.
Games were not...
This no neck Nintendo fanboy...
nominated for Game of the Year was because they desperately needed to pad it with games that weren't from Nintendo. Okay, like, because nothing else came out this year. Like, they had to do this thing where they had to sit there and they had to tell you that like these were the best games that came out this year, and they have to shove Expedition 33 and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 at you. Like they even lied.
Those were the
tried
good.
to tell you that
Those were the games. To be honest with you, I think those were probably like the best games mentioned, right? Expedition 33, without a doubt, I think that was game of the year. But Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 was really, really, really good.
Expedition 33 was an indie game, when in actuality they do have a publisher and they did receive money from the French government. So like again, we really do need to like clarify what the term independent actually means, because
yeah, seethe about it.
Like if you have like funding from like investors and the like you're not independent. Like that's not how this works. So again,
his neck is currently working under Nintendo's desk. Yeah, overtime, right? No days off.
This is something that we as gamers really need to talk about more. Is just how corrupt.
But it's only the fanboys who are getting butthurt. Like I said, I'll repeat it again. Most people don't give a fuck about the Game Awards. Only the fanboys do, right? And it's so funny because a couple weeks ago, he was on his high horse about how the Game Awards ain't shit. Who cares about it? I think he even said he wasn't going to watch it. And now look at him, coping and seething about it because Nintendo was barely fucking mentioned. And when they did get mentioned, they got booed, right? Even though they won, right? It just lets you know what the public feels about the shit.
And performative this show actually is. Like the industry shill show, I would say. This was their attempt at trying to normalize all of these.
Okay, so it's the industry shill show. And you're mad that they didn't show Nintendo all the time.
These narratives that have been like pushed in the industry for the past year. You know, downplaying Mario Kart World, ignoring Bonanza, straight up not talking about Metroid Prime 4. You know, having this really short, shitty like.
Crevice says my dream debate would be Harmon with Reforge. That would just be so much nonsense.
Mario Galaxy trailer, like it was really, really weird to see how they treated Nintendo at this showcase during this year where they put out the best-selling console of all time. Okay?
Oh, we got it. Console sales, and the best-selling console.
The Switch 2 has been a massive success, and yet you would not know.
No one gives a fuck. No one cares.
Know it by watching this award show.
Yes, thank the Lord. No one would have gave a shit, right? Like, holy. Who wants to sit and talk about console sales? He gigablind. I don't know what's up with that one eye, right? Like I said, I think he just got something going on with his eyes from a brown-nosing Nintendo so much.
A lot of people on Twitter try and say that, like, oh, third parties are ignoring Nintendo. And then you have, like, Capcom, you know, showing off two of their biggest games, like coming to Switch 2. Like the companies that don't support Nintendo are going to be left in the dust. Like that's a simple.
The companies that don't support Nintendo are going to be left in the dust.
Reality of it, you know, Capcom.
Yeah, he's got permanent pink eye. Yes,
I think is.
Yeah, that's called pink eye. Yes,
has learned their lesson after trying to go for PC and realizing just how. Fake the audience is for it and how.
Oh, is he talking about Capcom? No way. He just said that. That's one of the dumbest comments I've heard this whole entire year.
I think is has learned their lesson after.
Capcom literally said that they've been making a lot of money from PC. What the fuck? Like they literally have spoken highly about how much money they make from porting their games to PC. What the fuck is he talking about?
Trying to go.
Yeah, Capcom is winning
for PC and realizing just how. Fake the audience is for it and how they don't come out for games. Yeah, like we're getting like Switch 2 ports of Pragmata and Resident Evil Requiem, and like that is a very good
and it's gonna run like shit, right? Pragmata and Resident Evil 9 Requiem is gonna run like shit, but you guys are still gonna glaze it. Right, because that shit is all you know.
Of where I think we're going is that like all these
you close little ecosystem boy, right? As Hat Guy would say.
Shut up, you filthy peasant.
You filthy peasant.
These major Japanese companies like are kneeling and are.
This nigga had to take a sip. he done dehydrated himself. He worked himself up, glazing Nintendo.
Putting to Nintendo.
I guess he took a shower. What the fuck? He changed his hair. What the hell was this jump cut? Look at this shit. He had to take it. Yeah, look, he's dehydrated. He didn't know. Yeah, he needs some more. He like I said, he done worked himself up, glazing that shit, gawking this whole time. Yeah,
You sound like you are a male feminist.
sounding like a male feminist, just flapping his gums.
Putting to Nintendo. All that bluster.
Yeah. Ooh, congrats, homie. Yeah, congrats, homie. Your golden child Switch 2 can run modern games. Runs like ass, but it runs them. Yeah. Like, I don't even know what type of flex that is. He's so excited. Like, they're excited. They were expecting the shit to skip him. That shit caught him off guard. They're like, damn, we're getting Resident Evil Requiem?
That nonsense about how Expedition 33 swept the Game Awards, all this coping about how Nintendo wasn't at the show, all this talk about how all these announcements were coming to Switch 2.
Wait a minute, but you literally said that they didn't. He just did a comb over. Yeah, like just did a comb over and tried to sneak in like we weren't going to notice this shit. You were literally just saying that if you watched this award show, you wouldn't have known about the greatness of Nintendo. You were literally seething that they weren't talking about console sales. You were literally crying about it. So obviously people aren't just pulling that out of nowhere. Even you're saying this shit. You know it's the truth. You just didn't hear a lot about Nintendo, right? But, you know, let's just be honest. There's not much to talk about with Nintendo. It is what it is, right? But you fanboys will still try to sit here and glaze the shit.
It's not going to amount to anything when Mario Kart World is the best-selling game this generation.
No.
Right? This was the best they could possibly come up with. This is the best they could do to downplay Nintendo Switch 2 was try and give a bunch of awards to Expedition 33 when the most critical.
Oh, so they gave all those awards to Expedition 33 to downplay Nintendo. Like this, that's the thing about fanboys. They swear that like everything revolves around their platform of choice. It's so weird.
Games this year are Nintendo exclusives. This is the unbelievable,
or their hardware of choice, I should say, their little closed ecosystem box. Like it's sad.
Cringe aspect of the Game Awards is that they are trying to gaslight people into thinking.
Come on, Harmon, how can you take a company seriously when they call their showcases Treehouse? Yeah, the kid games allegations are starting to show their face, right?
The games are somewhere
they didn't enter the chat
where they're not. Okay. Like I'm seeing a lot of people talking about how this is their favorite RPG of all time. I can't wait for you to play your second. This is Harmon.
Oh, damn. Hey, you know what? I have seen a lot of people say that Clear Expedition 33 was their first turn-based game. You know, that was a little zinger, right? You could tell he was holding on to that one.
Smith, and I am signing off.
Yeah, just a whole lot of cope, a whole lot of seed. I'm glad that you guys recommended this guy to me, right? It's been fun cooking this nigga, right? He be coping.